Coming up on your local news, if you lose your precious cargo at the Central Washington State Fair this year, we'll tell you where you can find them. And tips for this year's flu shot, we'll tell you how to get the most out of your vaccination.
Temperatures will plunge well below normal tonight. We'll show you if we'll get any warmer weather for the weekend coming up next.
Plus, what these poochies are learning that could keep you safe.
Live from Yakima and the Tri-Cities, KAPP KVEW Local News at 11 starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Stacie Vasko. Thank you for staying up with us this Friday night. Families may go to the fair for a good time, but not everything is fun and games. In our top story tonight, KAPP KVEW's Lindsay France shows us one tool that the fair uses to keep your little ones safe. Lindsay?
That's right, Stacie. It's called Lost Tots. It's a catch-all for kids separated from their families during the fair. And I got a behind-the-scenes sneak peek at a couple of lost little ones.
The fair's got the usual lost and found where you can pick up your car keys or your cell phone. But right next door is a much more important place, a place for lost little ones like these to be found. Gabrielle and John really couldn't have cared less about being lost. They were just worried about scaring their dad.
But it's so distracting, you know, and the parents are looking at something they're interested in, the kid is interested in something else. One person walks between them and they lose sight, and their kids are lost.
So John bounced around and played, and Gabrielle signed them both in and then talked about makeup, which her mom won't let her wear yet. Lucinda Cervantes, the volunteer running the place, stepped in to ask Gabrielle about her family, if they've got a plan for if the kids get lost. Gabrielle just responded, well, we didn't plan to get lost. This was a low-stress situation, but it isn't always like that.
It's surprising. Sometimes kids come and they're here for just a few minutes, and sometimes they're here for a few hours. And that's when it gets a little hard, when they really feel like they've been left behind.
When Dad showed up, he had a pretty normal reaction. He was breathing hard, and his daughter had some explaining to do. Quick.
We just saw a dad that was very relieved, came in, and he was very relieved to find his children. Sometimes parents come in, they're very angry at their children because the children got lost.
Well, that dad we saw knows he's got one smart little daughter, so he wasn't surprised. She assessed the situation, signed herself in, and had fun waiting for him to show up.
The three of them left pretty happy, but there was a catch. Their dad hadn't called his wife to tell her about losing the kids. He was saving that for the ride home. Stacie?
Thank you, Lindsay. Now, the Lost Tots Center will be open during all 10 days of the fair. If you'd like more information on where it's located, just log into our websites, kapptv.com or kvtv.com. Click on news links and then click on Lost Tots. Well, one man who spent a little time at the Central Washington State Fair today is Corey Christiansen. And Corey, you made it there after the rain, but it was still a little cool out there.
It was more than a little cool, actually, with the wind blowing through. That wind chill dropped things down into the 40s for this afternoon and into the evening hours. So certainly some cool weather to start out the fair, and more cool weather to come for the weekend. Here's a look at the permanent exterior sky cam. We had that nice sunset. The clouds actually cleared out after that rain this morning, but with those clear skies also came the cool temperatures. Here's a look at the almanac. Yakima, 62 degrees for a high, 49 for a low. Just 3/100ths of an inch for Yakima today, so not heavy rain that we saw elsewhere, but still those cold temperatures. In fact, tonight will just be 1 degree away from freezing. Very cold there. The Tri-Cities, 65 this afternoon. A little bit more rain, of course, in the basin, and a low of 40 degrees for tonight with some mostly clear skies. Up next, we have a look at your weekend forecast. That's in just a bit. Stacie?
Thank you, Corey. New at 11 tonight, 3 more men have been charged with murder for the beating death of a man in a Yakima jail. That pushes the total number to 4 men charged in last month's death of 30-year-old Damian Long of Natchez. Long had been in custody for a domestic violence assault case against his wife. He was beaten August 9th and died at a hospital 12 days later from internal bleeding. 18 faces more than 13 years in prison after he was accused of raping a baby. 17-year-old James Allen Wamesley pleaded guilty to first-degree rape of a child yesterday in Benton County Court. He's accused of raping the baby while his mother was out at a barbecue. According to court documents, the incident occurred when he was babysitting the baby and another 3-year-old in late May. Wamesley is being charged as an adult. Global Horizons isn't ready to shell out hundreds of thousands of dollars without a fight. A federal jury decided the farm labor company has to pay more than $300,000 for discrimination. They're accused of violating federal labor laws because the company brought in workers from Thailand even though there were workers available here locally. Global plans to appeal that decision. Rescue dogs from 5 states and even Canada will have a busy weekend this weekend. They're at the Sportsman State Park in Yakima as part of Dog Meet 2007, where they'll learn search and rescue skills. Trainers will teach them to find people by sniffing the ground or in the air. They'll also instruct them how to find bodies. Dog Meet 2007 runs through this Sunday. Doctors say be careful not to get a flu shot too early this year. You may see stores and pharmacies now offering the vaccine, but physicians say the peak of the flu season in southeastern Washington is usually January and February, and getting vaccinated now won't help you later this winter.
If influenza is here later in the spring, they will not be as protected as if they had gotten the influenza vaccines a little earlier, and they will be more likely to get respiratory illnesses.
The Centers for Disease Control recommends you should start getting shots on October 22nd. And here's another piece of advice. Children ages 6 months to 8 years old who've never gotten the shot should get 2 doses. A luxury hotel takes its first step in the planning process of building along a scenic area in Richland. The Columbia Point Lodge submitted its shoreline application last week to the city. The public can submit written comments to the city up until October 24th. That's when Richland's Planning Commission will meet.
The concept's called a boutique hotel, which means the rooms are a little larger, a little nicer, a little better appointed, and they also cost a little bit more. So that's kind of a price point that's missing, or a product that's missing in the Tri-Cities.
The Lodge Hotel will be 4 stories high and features 72 rooms, a library, and a spa. Development leaders say so far one resident has voiced their concern about building over the walkway. Construction could start as early as this spring. Well, still ahead on local news at 11, Corey has a complete look at your stormy weekend forecast. Will the sun come out tomorrow? And our Chris Bach, Evan Doherty, along with Brad Reierson, have all your Friday night action from high school football across our area. Your 5th quarter is coming up.
Live from Yakima and the Tri-Cities, you're watching KVEW Local News at 11 with Stacie Vasko. Weather with Corey Christiansen and Chris Bach Sports.
SkyCAPP, brought to you by Permanent Exteriors. We don't get paid until your home improvement's been made.
No matter where you live, no matter how far you commute, there's one simple way to make it all a little more enjoyable. The Honda Civic. Every model designed with fuel efficiency in mind. The very affordable LX, the sleek and sexy SI, or the Civic Hybrid, the most fuel-efficient car in its class. The Civic from Honda. Join the family.
You can't ignore it forever. It's your future. It's real life. Whatever your goals may be, it's important to get real answers from people you know and trust. At Country Insurance and Financial Services, we'll help you feel secure for everything life has coming your way. Country, real answers for real financial security. Because this is real life.
This is our country.
This week, where can you find 4 years interest-free financing and the guaranteed best prices on quality furniture that's in stock and ready for express delivery?
Hi, I'm Crystal, and we've got some great new fall fashions that have just arrived, like this really sweet sectional that adds style to any home. Or check out our broad range of unique contemporary or modern dining sets that can give you lots of options for small families or big parties.
It's the furniture you like at prices you'll love.
Tonight, for the first time ever, actor Michael Douglas gets his Jimmy out.
I don't do a lot of movies since I married Catherine.
Yeah, well, I can see why not. Yeah.
Plus, a performance by James Blunt on an all-new Jimmy late night tonight on ABC. Start here.
KAPP 35, your home for Lost, Grey's Anatomy, Desperate Housewives. Your home is KAPP 35. This portion of the news brought to you by Local News at 6:30.
Time for weather with Corey Christiansen.
Welcome back. We've been into fall now for about a week, but it hasn't felt like it until today. Here's a look at the current conditions. Today was much, much different than anything we've seen earlier this week. Currently, Yakima is at 40 degrees, and the Tri-Cities is at 45. Compare that to last night. Last night at this hour, Yakima was at 54 degrees, and the Tri-Cities was at 67. So that is a big, big change for today. Of course, we had the rain going through from this morning, and of course also the cloud cover that came along with this storm system. Most of those clouds and the cold front that came with it have moved on out, giving us some clearer skies for tonight, which you think might be a good thing, right? Well, clear means good because it's not going to be as wet for tonight, but it is certainly going to be colder. Since we get rid of all those clouds, we get that radiational cooling for tonight, and it'll get down near the freezing mark. Cascades had some snow for today. Snow level down to 4,000 feet. And even the Blues had just a little bit of a snow flurry right around 5,000 feet with this storm system. And, of course, the cool air coming in. How cool was it? Well, we dropped back down into the 50s and 60s for the highs as compared to the 70s and 80s that we saw yesterday. So some big changes there. 1/4 inch of rain in Pendleton as well. Ellensburg just had a trace, so not quite as much there, but the basin certainly got hit pretty hard. 2/10 inch for the Tri-Cities, 3/10 for Walla Walla. Yakima, not so much, 3/100 inch, but more is still coming. Here's a look at the radar picture. All this rain, that's what we saw earlier, moving on out. For us right now, we're getting those clearing skies in between, although there are still a few showers over the Cascades. For this weekend, we get a break tomorrow from the rain for the most part, but another storm system will start to charge in for late tomorrow night and into Sunday morning, and that will keep us wet again for the last part of the weekend. Yakima tonight, this just hurts to see that. 33 degrees, Ellensburg at 38, and Natchez down to 34. Mostly clear skies for tonight. The winds finally have started to calm down outside, but tomorrow Ellensburg will be breezy with a high of just 59, Yakima 64 and partly cloudy. At least we will get some sunshine for the Central Washington State Fair for tomorrow, but it will still be cool. 40 degrees in the Tri-Cities tonight, Pendleton 39. Much cooler areas as well in the basin. 60s for tomorrow and breezy winds with those partly cloudy skies. Travel forecast now, 58 for Seattle, Spokane at 57. If you're not ready for fall, you just about better get there by now because it is certainly going to feel so much cooler over the weekend and into next week. We do have a 70 on the board, though. That's all the way on next Friday. So if you want to look at it positively, I guess you can look at it that way.
And that's the highest temperature there.
Yeah, it's not Sunday.
All right, fall is here.
It is.
All right, thanks, Corey. Well, that'll do it for us from Corey and I. Have a wonderful weekend, but don't go away. All the action is straight ahead in your 5th quarter.
KAPP 35 is proud of Toppenish, where the West still lives.
I'd hoped Referendum 67 would help families like mine if we had an insurance claim. But the more I read, the more I realize it's just a self-serving measure to let trial lawyers file more lawsuits, sue for triple damages, and get huge fees. Frivolous lawsuits mean higher auto and homeowners insurance rates for everyone.
Hey, Dad, we're ready for school.
Okay. Don't get stuck with higher rates. Check it out for yourself, then vote no to reject R67. You got everything? Let's go.
Delory Johnson, a passion for people, a passion for justice. 27 years serving Yakima, the Central Valley, and Eastern Washington, taking on big insurance companies, helping injured victims recover. If you or your family has suffered a serious injury accident or a medical error, Delory Johnson, called among the best personal injury law firms in Eastern Washington. Delory Johnson, a passion for people, a passion for justice.
The big event at Ashley Furniture Home Store. Big style.
Big savings.
So what are you waiting for? Big event has been extended through Monday.
This is your absolute last chance to take advantage of no interest till 2012 during the incredible big event. We design, build, and deliver our furniture, saving you money with exclusive Ashley Direct prices and an unbeatable finance offer of no interest till 2012. It all ends Monday, so visit your Ashley Furniture Home Store today.
Check it out.
At Steve Hahn's Volkswagen, you can lease a 2007 New Beetle for just $179 a month for 36 months. Put the fun back into driving the 2007 New Beetle, available now at Steve Hahn's Volkswagen, where you'll get Yakima's best automotive values, I guarantee it.
Make sure you join us for Monday's Good Morning Northwest.
All your news, weather, and sports in a fun way.
Yeah, the best way to wake up in local television. Plus, Jenny McCarthy is going to join us to talk about her battle against autism. Make sure you join us Monday at 5 a.m.
Well, you hear the music, you see the orange spiral in football, and that means it's fifth quarter time. Hello and welcome to the show on this chilly, soggy night. Chris Bach along with Evan Doherty. And Evan, school's dealing with the elements out there tonight.
That's probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, is that orange football spiraling. For the first time this year, some teams having to battle some cold and some wet fields out there, and we know that means it's football season.
You bet it does. And the cities of Pasco and Kennewick know it's football season when they go head-to-head in their annual battle, which happens to be our Friday night showcase this evening. It's been 15 years since the Lions beat the Bulldogs. Would tonight be the night for them? And would the night we could get the highlights? There we go, 14-3 Pasco when Jared Mendenhall buys some time, hits Jason Hansen on the back of the end zone for the touchdown. And that would make it 10-7. But Pasco responds. They march down the field, and Espinoza punches in the field goal.
His first name is Kicker Espinoza.
He wasn't in the program. All right, there we go. Opening kickoff of the second half. It's Hansen, and he kicks it into high gear for the 53-yard return to the Pasco 35-yard line. And that sets up a little pass to Robbie Mitchell over the middle, and Mitchell runs it in for the tying score. And Kennewick ends 15 years of losing to Pasco tonight with a 30-24 double overtime win. What a thriller.
That Hansen guy's pretty fast moving there. Craig Beverland and Kamaikan traveling north to Sunnyside on I-82. Sunnyside has the top offense in 3A CBL. Not showing it here, though. Logan Booth of Kamaikan forces the fumble. Mad scramble for the ball. Takes a couple of bounces Kamaikan's way. Max Garrett eventually recovers down within the 10, and that would lead to this. Dane Knapp, the handoff to Mitch Larson, who's wearing number 11 because he forgot his jersey. Doesn't forget the ball here. Touchdown Braves. That would make it 24-0, and the shutout streak continues. 35-0 the final. Bad news, though, for both teams. Kamaikan starting QB Carson Meyer suffers a broken ankle, will be out at least a couple of weeks. And Sunnyside signal caller Adrian Cantu leaves in an ambulance with neck and back pain. Last we heard, though, he is going to be okay.
Yikes, Wolf. It's going to happen to any team. Kamaikan's okay with that defense. Let's head out to Richland, where the Bombers get off to a hot start against Wenatchee. Fireworks right off the opening kickoff.
All these guys are fast.
Look at that. Taking it to the outside. And for time purposes, we had to speed things up. 86 yards. Bombers go up 7-0. But wait, there's more. Wenatchee punting now. Marcelino Morales fielding the punt. And he makes a few moves. He's just as fast. He takes this one 85 yards for the score to reach pay dirt. But oh no, Wenatchee comes back in the second half to steal the 35-28 victory.
You never know what's going to happen in the CBL and elsewhere in that league. Moses Lake, possibly the surprise of the league so far, beats Eisenhower tonight 41-14. They have Wenatchee next week. We know Walla Walla was leading Davis 28-0 in the third quarter, but we have not received a final as of yet. That will be coming up in a second there on your screen. But Eastmont also takes advantage. There we go. 2 fumble returns for touchdowns tonight for the Wildcats as they win 27-20. But there's still one more game left from the Columbia Basin.
That's right, Evan. Time to welcome our third member to the broadcast, Brad Reierson. And Brad, rumor has it there was some football going on down in the Yakima Valley.
Yeah, just a few games, I guess. Now, last season, both Southridge and West Valley playoff contenders this year. Both teams 0-2 in league play going into tonight. And the loser of this game most likely out of the postseason race. The Suns' Devin Jones helping the cause. Now, when a punt sails over your head at the 10-yard line, you're supposed to let it go. But Jones did the right thing on this play. He takes it 92 yards for the touchdown. Suns up 31-0 in the third quarter for West Valley. Not a lot of bright spots, but this was one. An inspired run here by Richard Hassett almost takes it all the way. But that was it for the Rams as the Suns pitched the shutout 34-0. Next, it's top-ranked Prosser on the road against Toppenish. Stangs up 13-0 and adding to it, Jordan Durbin over the middle to Pilot Keegan. After the two-point conversion, Prosser up 21-zip. Then it's Durbin again over the middle. This time, Cody Bruns all alone back in the end zone. He's got it. Mustangs build a 28-0 lead. And finally, Durbin continues to get everyone involved. This time, it's Kirby Moore for 6 as Prosser rolls as expected, 63-0. Well, next, East Valley hosting Grandview. The Greyhounds trying to hold on to second place in the CWAC. Things started off well for the Hounds. Spencer Lewis with the pick as the Devils come up empty on their first drive of the game, but things would turn around after that. Kevin Constadius, slant pattern to Kurt Russell, and he'll do the rest of the work. East Valley grabs an early 7-0 lead. Russell, well, he can also get it done on the ground. Takes the pitch. That gives East Valley a 14-0 lead, and they went on to win it easily, 62-21. Well, both Seal and Othello entered tonight's contest with 2-1 league records. Third quarter, Kyle Washut finds Cody Collier. He powers his way in for 6 as the Vikings tie things at 14. But Othello has an answer in the form of James Valdez. You won't see many runs better than this one. Finds some room, breaks a tackle, and there he goes, all the way for the touchdown. But Sela winning a thriller, 36-35 in double overtime. Other CWAC scores, Ellensburg all over Quincy, 41-6. Afraid and Wapato had to wait for the officials to show up, so that game probably still going on. That's it for now. I'll be back in a few with a big rivalry game from the Yakima Valley. Chris, Evan, back to you.
All right, thanks, Brad. We got a couple of rivalries yet to show you as well.
You got to hate when the refs don't show up.
Jeez.
How are you supposed to play?
Hey, congratulations to Southridge and Andy Troxell's group getting their first win of the season. Good for them.
Certainly. Prosser also starting on defense to make a run, also like Kamaikan. But first, we're going to take a quick breather. SCAC and 8-man action coming up next. You are immersed in the 5th quarter.
No. This one, here, yeah.
Thanks. Honey Nut Cheerios. When you want something that tastes great and can help lower cholesterol, the choice is obvious.
Yeah, that's the one. Thanks.
Honey Nut Cheerios. Be happy, be healthy.
If you want it, here it is, the time to buy sale at Sunfair Chevrolet. But you better hurry because the clock is ticking. Get 0% financing for 60 months at Sunfair Chevrolet. But you better hurry.
Get 30-plus miles per gallon on this new Chevy Cobalt for less than $11,000. But you better hurry.
Save over $6,400 on the Truck of the Year Silverado. But you better hurry.
The right time to buy is right now at Sunfair Chevrolet. But you better hurry because they're going fast.
This week, where can you find 4 years interest-free financing and the guaranteed best prices on quality furniture that's in stock and ready for express delivery?
Hi, I'm Crystal, and we've got some great new fall fashions that have just arrived, like this really sweet sectional that adds style to any home. Or check out our broad range of unique contemporary or modern dining sets that can give you lots of options for small families or big parties.
It's the furniture you like at prices you'll love.
My name is Dr. Donald W. Arminsky of Central Washington Podiatry in Yakima. Do you have a persistent leg ulcer on your lower leg or ankle that is hard to heal, requires regular dressing changes and bandaging, and has not been treated effectively? If you recognize these symptoms, you may be interested in a research study investigating a novel wound care treatment for leg ulcers.
To qualify, you must have a leg ulcer not responding to treatment. To see if you qualify, please call the Central Washington Podiatry Service at 1-800-676-4675.
KAPP 35 is proud of Prosser. It's the birthplace of Washington Wine Country.
And welcome back to the 5th quarter. You could tell the fall was here tonight a little bit, couldn't you?
It was.
A little chilly out there shooting those games, have the jacket and gloves on, but still good football.
I didn't think I'd need the gloves so early in the year. Being new here, you hear about November, not September, folks. This is not what we're supposed to be getting used to. Well, another pleasant surprise, maybe not so pleasant. Well, this is pleasant. The KVEW Bears and Scott Biglin, a great performance in the first month of the 2007 season. Play, they're hosting LaSalle, opening possession, Anthony Pace across the middle to Chris Curtis, makes a nice little dance move, finding some open room until he just gets blindsided by the Lightning's Robbie Alter. That is not good. But 3rd and goal, the Bears keep marching on. Sam Lando gets the carry and barrels across the line. Bears take a 7-0 lead, and the KVEW fans are loving it. To the second quarter, the home team driving again, and Anthony Pace going deep, and it's caught by a LaSalle football player, unfortunately. Jake DeGoyer with the interception. The Bears will come back and open it up. KVEW remains undefeated, 5-0 now with a 42-21 win. Now getting ready for a real big game with Connell next Friday night.
That should be a good one. Other scores from around the SCAC East. Riverview, no matchup for number 1. Connell. The Panthers dropped their 2nd straight. Eagles, meanwhile, improved to 5-0. Royal, coming off last week's loss to Connell, well, they take out their aggression on Warden, and the Knights put up 60 on the board.
Ouch.
Warden, well, they just put up a goose egg. And finally, Burbank gets the win over Wahluke, 27-13, your final out there. So how about that Royal score, huh?
You always got to feel bad for these guys who get shut out every week, and you also got to feel bad a little bit for Connell. Found out today Spencer Hadley not playing for the Eagles. He suffered a broken hand last week in that game against Royal.
He's still playing, though.
That's true. Still playing, but at the time of the year, you got to worry a lot about injuries. But now for some more SCAC West highlights, let's turn it back over to the busiest man in Yakima, even in the week of the fair, Brad Reierson.
All right, thanks, guys. Tonight, one of the best 1A rivalries. Granger taking on Zilla, this year's clash taking place on the Leopards' home turf. And the defenses came out strong. Zilla driving in the first quarter, but Michael Lopez there for the pick. No score after 1 quarter. The Leopards would get on the board midway through the second quarter. Jade Patterson takes it in from short yardage, and that was enough points. Zilla wins this one 13-0. Other scores, Goldendale knocks off Cle-Ellen 15-7. The Warriors entered that game undefeated. Highland wins their first game of the year as they beat Mabton 22-7. And it's White Swan getting by Natchez 14-12. That'll do it for me this week. Chris, Evan, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Brad. Looking forward to seeing you again next Friday night.
All right, time for more football, and we're just going to subtract 3 players from either side of the ball, and that would equal 8-man football.
Tri-Cities nice arithmetic there.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Tri-Cities Prep hosting defending state champ St. John Endicott. Jaguars down 6-0 in the second when Will Hoppus rolls out to his left, looking to throw. Can't find anybody, so he says, yeah, I'll take it myself. 26-yard scamper as he's shedding tackles left and right. That ends up in a score. Tri-City Prep takes an 8-6 lead on the 2-point conversion. Later in the quarter, Hoppus decides to air it out, finding Rafael Magana for the 37-yard strike. One of 4 passing TDs on the day for Hoppus. 14-6 Prep, and the Jaguars cruise to an easy 46-12 win. They move to 2-1 in league play.
Garfield Palouse looking to go to 5-0 to start the year, facing Liberty Christian at Edgar Brown this evening. Second quarter, Garfield already up 18-0. Gavin Burt complete a Bridger Lando for the 10-yard touchdown. 2-point conversion makes it 26-0 Vikings. Liberty Christian trying to get some offense going here. Greg Dunn, nice little move up the middle, the left. Make sure you don't lose the ball there, buddy. No, almost had it there. 15-yard run there, but that drive would stall. Garfield the ball again, and Jordan Palmer, the toss to Derek Steyer. 5-yard score on the ground makes it 32-0 at the half. Vikings go on to win 46-zip. The Tucci Indians trying to go to 4-0. Taking on, nice haircut there. Taking on Sprague Harrington. The Indians score early. Brian Piska. Play action pass. Hits a wide open Sergio Harasco. Touchdown Tucci. And then later on, the Indians get the ball back. And on the punt return, Taylor Gregg, the big guy, taking it back all the way to the house. The big win for the Indians.
I think that guy would do all right in 11-man football. Huh?
Yeah, he'd do pretty good over Sprague Harrington. Tucci wins 47-22.
Well, one more story we want to tell you about. Pomeroy loses to Kittitas 14-12. Well, Evan, I see this as a perfect chance to plug our prep athletes of the week.
I see it as a good chance, too.
All right. Well, every Tuesday we're selecting our top 4 Prepster performances of the week to put on our newscast. Bryce Hyunga, Lindsey Woodrich, Will Hoppus, and Morgan Sullivan were last week's winners, all putting up tremendous numbers. Need you to send in those nominations from the Kittitas Valley, the Yakima Valley, the Mid-Columbia, and Oregon. We need it from all over the place so we can put you on our news, guys. Come on now. Nomination forms are going to be available online. And you can also log on to KAPP TV or KVEW.com or just give us a call here at the station, 735-0444.
We are always waiting for your calls, and there's always some great nominees this week, and we'll be some more next week as well, I'm sure.
And one more pitch to the little ticker we got down here. We got all the scores. So
this week.
If you tuned in halfway through, you're forgiven. You can check out the scores down there. But we're not done here by any means.
No way. Oregon schools and some baseball up next on the schedule. Last block of the 5th quarter.
35 is proud of Ellensburg, home to one of the best rodeos in the country.
The Village Shop invites you to experience a furniture store that is like no other. From European antiques to comfortable seating, we have everything you need to bring style to your interiors. Fine artwork, mirrors, and textiles will add that finishing touch. Our friendly staff is always available to assist you with your design questions. Visit the furniture store that always has that one-of-a-kind treasure for your home. The Village Shop in the historic Swiss Chalet, 2402 Fruitvale Boulevard in Yakima.
At Steve Hahn's Volkswagen, you can lease a 2007 New Beetle for just $179 a month for 36 months. Put the fun back into driving the 2007 New Beetle, available now at Steve Hahn's Volkswagen, where you'll get Yakima's best automotive values, I guarantee it.
Wake up with Good Morning Northwest. Get updates about what happened while you were sleeping. Know what you'll need before you walk out the door. And have a little fun with Kevin, Shannon, and Keely. Good Morning Northwest, a whole new kind of morning show.
With work, school, and other autumn activities, there's just no time to cook. So come to KFC for a big 10-piece double mash meal, just $16.99. You get 10 pieces of the Colonel's Finger-Lickin' Good original recipe or delicious extra crispy chicken, plus 2 large mashed potatoes with gravy, large coleslaw, and 5 buttermilk biscuits. And all this great food, the 10-piece double mash meal, is just $16.99. Now that's value. And while you're there, pick up a famous bowl now at KFC.
Anniversaries happen only once a year, so you want to make them special. With that in mind, during the anniversary celebration at Furniture Row Outlet, we have a very special offer of no interest for 3 years with no payments until 2008. On top of these incredible savings, you'll get special prices backed by our 200% guaranteed lowest price pledge. Come celebrate Furniture Row Outlet's anniversary. And for a limited time, take advantage of a truly exceptional offer. No interest for 3 years with no payments until 2008.
Welcome back, and finally some other high school scores from action in the Beaver State this Friday evening in the 5A Intermountain League. Hermiston, the Bulldogs, pick up their first league win of the year tonight, 48-28 over the Dows. Pendleton, however, still yet to win this season. The Buckaroos fall to Summit 21-16. 3A Eastern play. Riverside and McLaughlin, unfortunately, did not get a score. Coaches, fans, players, family, whoever. If you get 735-0444, 509 area code, we'd love to hear the score. Val beats LaGrange tonight 14-0, and also same with Heppner, Union, Stanfield, Weston McEwen. Folks, you got scores. Unfortunately, we can't get you down there a lot to get highlights, but we still want to get your scores out on the air, so give us a call, 509-735-0444. Chris, another great Friday night of football. Looking forward to it again next week.
Well said, Evan, well said. Well, other football games some of you at home might care about. A couple of teams in the Pac-10 in action tomorrow. Washington Huskies making the trip down to the Cougs made last week against USC, number 1 USC. You can catch the game right here on KAPP KVEW, kickoff at 5 Pacific. And as for the Cougs, they look to get back on track down in the desert, where they'll certainly be playing a team that they can do it against in Arizona. That contest begins at 7 p.m. We'll be talking plenty about football, so let's talk some baseball before we go. Mariners playing in their final series of the 07 season. Texas coming to town, just 3 games remaining. Top 3 scoreless game when Michael Young dumps one into right field. Jose Guillen coming up throwing. That one's not going to be in time. 2 runs score on the play. Rangers take the lead 2-0. Bottom 6, 1 out, bases juiced for the M's when Kenji Jojima rips this one down the left field line. 2 runs are going to come in to score. We got a tied ball game at 2, folks. Same inning, same score when Mike Morse, the youngster coming up from AAA, just recalled. He grounds one through the 6th hole, and Jeff Clement crosses the plate to take a 3-2 lead, and Clement would end up with a walk-off home run to win it. Well, that's going to do it for the show tonight. Make sure you tune in next week. Have a good night.
Whole Grain Nation.
Now millions of people know where to find whole grain.
Whole grain. That's a great idea. Only General Mills gives you whole grain in all your favorite cereals, guaranteed.
It's good for my heart.
It's good for my weight. I feel good about giving this to my family.
Just look for the G on any General Mills cereal.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Total.
Lucky Charms.
Great taste with whole grain in every bowl.
It's that easy.
What about your family? Are you part of the Whole Grain Nation?
Just look for the G, and you're there.
This week, where can you find 4 years interest-free financing and the guaranteed best prices on quality furniture that's in stock and ready for express delivery?
Hi, I'm Crystal. Crystal, and we've got some great new fall fashions that have just arrived, like this really sweet sectional that adds style to any home. Or check out our broad range of unique contemporary or modern dining sets that can give you lots of options for small families or big parties.
It's the furniture you like at prices you'll love. September is Subaru Sell Down Month at Stewart Subaru. We're loaded with new Subarus and we're dealing like never before. Huge factory rebates and low interest rates make this the perfect time to upgrade into a new fuel-efficient 5-star safety-rated Subaru. Stewart Subaru will be offering up to 30% over market value for your trade during this sale only. That's right, 30%. So what are you waiting for? Hurry on down to Stewart Subaru today and make a great deal on a new all-wheel drive Subaru. Head on down to Stewart Subaru at 5th and Fruitvale in Yakima. The big sale is going on now.
If you want it, here it is, come and get it. Make your mind up fast. If you want it.
The clock is ticking at the Chevy Time to Buy sale. For a few short days, get great deals on most Chevys. Hurry, time is running out.
Now use an extra $1,000 bonus cash for a total of $3,000 total cash back on the 07 Suburban, Tahoe, and Avalanche. See your select local Northwest Chevy dealer or visit us online at nwchevy.com.
Tonight on Nightline, Survivor. One woman's incredible story. Trapped in her car for more than a week, then found alive. Her husband struggled to go from suspect to searcher. The biblical diet. Does the book of Genesis tell us to eat like Adam and Eve? The followers of one preacher believe it does, and that such a diet can cure fatal illnesses such as cancer. And the incomparable Tony Bennett, a master of the American songbook, tells